All right, welcome in. I'm the Kodiak, and today I'm here to talk about Tua Tagovailoa and whether or not I think the Dolphins should extend him, should franchise tag him, or whatever. Whether or not I think he should get market-setting money. But yeah, let's get right into things. So first things first, coming into this year, I was a believer in Tua. And I was a believer in the Miami Dolphins, and it seemed like it was one of the best calls that I had made because I had thought that they were going to win the AFC East above Buffalo. At least I was a believer in Tua and the Dolphins before the season began. Casuals kept saying he's one injury away from retirement. Well, yes, he did take a lot of bad hits in 2022. It also just seemed like casuals in the community didn't really respect how good the Dolphins actually were with him and what that offense looked like and how high-powered it truly was. But the Dolphins' offense has had a tendency to fall off in the back part of the year in both years under Mike McDaniel. But Tua Tagovailoa plays a large part in what makes this Miami attack so efficient for a big chunk of the season. Look at a bunch of graphs regarding advanced quarterback stats. There's a reason why one of his meme-worthy nicknames is Top Rate Tua. And as an analytic nerd, I loved this guy coming into 2023. But when December and January came around, this guy was a completely different quarterback, and he had changed my opinion on him, and not for the better either. And in my opinion, this is not somebody who you can comfortably extend. You can franchise tag him, you can give him one more year, but this is someone who I think you should be comfortable wiping a clean slate with at the QB position if he doesn't turn around in 2024. I think Tua is responsible enough to know that he won't get a massive, highest paid guy in the league contract, and he's a great human being. But something of note is that his agency is Athletes First, which looks after Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, both of whom got absolutely embarrassing contracts in the 2022 offseason. But Dolphins fans get so worked up by a person stating their concern for the quarterback position. That is something that you all should care about, mainly because here's what you should care about. I care more about beating good teams. I care more about winning playoff games than I do leading the league in passing yards and in yards per attempt. That is something he simply did not do this year. There are way too many games where we can point to him completely melting down and the offense under McDaniel absolutely selling. Green Bay in 2022. Buffalo Week 18 this past year. I can summarize that Tua has yet to prove it that he can win big games and make plays in crunch time. And there's a lot of past instances to back this up. In analysis of the NFL, we can't really talk about what's going to happen in the future because obviously we don't know what's going to happen. But just basically drawing conclusions from what we do know, this guy can't win in the big moment. Don't get me wrong, part of this falls on McDaniel as well. He's not some nerdy-looking guy who's absolutely amazing and beloved by NFL circles, but we need to hold him accountable for what he has really done. And he's failed to change literally anything on his offense. The offense had two good games after the bye this year against the Jets and the Commanders, where it actually looked like it was a difference-making unit. That's going way too pass-heavy and putting the ball into his hands when during big games this year, it should have been up to Achane and Mostert. That's what failed this team. And the thing that sucks is that the AFC is absolutely stacked with quarterbacks. You have the elite guys in Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, and Stroud, and other good quarterbacks like Herbert, and he's in that elite tier. Possibly Anthony Richardson, based on the small sample we have. He looked very good. Possibly Jaden Daniels if the Patriots decide to go that route in the draft. And can you keep pace with all those teams, assuming you have to pay Tua significant money? I don't think so. And what's even worse is that they have a lot of impending free agents too. You have guys like Hunt, you have guys like Wilkins that could potentially be on the market. You have guys like Van Ginkel. And yeah, I just don't see where this Miami team is going to get better, especially if you pay Tua the money that we assume that quarterbacks have to get in their second contract. I foresee a lot of early playoff exits with Tua, and I'm not sure if he can get them over the hump. The problem is the window for Miami to win is literally contingent on Tyreek Hill. It sounds insane and asinine, but he is an absolute game breaker. Not saying Tua and McDaniel are Tyreek merchants necessarily, but because even with Tyreek and all those weapons, he still let his team down. But yeah, this team isn't getting younger. They will still have their offensive explosions. But what I will say is that Tua is insanely accurate. He has a quick, deadly release. But where he struggles is when the play breaks down and nobody is instantly open. He's also great when the plays are scripted in opening drives, but it's what he does afterwards that doesn't make me a believer in him necessarily during games. And he's such a mysterious case that I'm iffy on this whole thing. I'm iffy on this whole idea of not only paying him market setting money, but if he goes to a new team, there's a chance that he absolutely crushes it, and the Dolphins would look like fools for letting him walk. So here's what I would do with Tua Tagovailoa. Franchise tag him. Actually, I wouldn't make him play on the franchise tag necessarily, but I would give him maybe a 1 to 2 year extension. And if he hasn't shown an ability to improve after that, then he's gone. Because I'm not concerned about Tua in September, October, November. He always looks like a different, or at least for the past 2 years, he has looked like a difference maker at the quarterback position. But we just need to make sure that he is Miami's guy for the future. And is he Miami's guy? I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.